Peace, family. It's Camps in the Oracle One Habit Runners Gathering, and I am bringing to you a channeled message today. These messages will probably be on Patreon from now on. I'm going to do a few more of these and put them on the YouTube channel just as we are transitioning. So let me just get right into this. So, first I want to say that my observations over the past few years of what the zombie apocalypse actually was, what the rapture actually is, what the bifurcation, the separation of two earths, two separate consciousness, two separate timelines and experiences, what that is. And I've been talking about that so much, and just being out in my city and seeing so much chaos. I mean, seeing things that look like some shit you would see in a movie. Like, that's like regular everyday life activities now. I saw a vehicle jump a median, a government vehicle, jumped a median, crossed 4 lanes of traffic, almost hit a car, and then got in the turning lane as if nothing had happened and waited on the light to turn. It was just crazy. And then I get 1 block down and there is people crying and on the ground, undercover police, regular police, sheriff, streets blocked off. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I get a half a block over from the street they detoured us to go through, and another a government looking vehicle has ran into a tree hard as hell. Well, no police, no ambulance, and nobody over there helping that person. But it happened right there in the vicinity where everything else was happening. So this was like 5 blocks of chaos. Just strange. And I said to myself, what is happening? This is the dark matter. See, dark matter is programmable matter. But it doesn't matter to it what you are programming it with. So if you are using your words as weapons because you are below the veil of consciousness, you just don't feel your energy. You don't really self-reflect as deep as you should. You only see yourself as much as it's comfortable. But when it gets uncomfortable, you get triggered. Or if somebody does something to trigger a shadow aspect of you, you triggered and you're mad and you're defensive now, right? So you don't really get to know thyself and learn thyself that way. You're blocking and shutting out the experiences that's teaching you about your core being and your core wounds so that you can heal and integrate with your higher self and your demons, your daemons. This is important because when you have portals walking around and you don't know you're a portal, you got all of these energy vortexes, which we call chakras, within you, above and below you, but you're below the veil of consciousness about it. So when you put in the mix of that dark matter, and the sun just had a major B-class, what was B-class, C-class solar flare yesterday, and what came out of it looked like black ink, okay? Dark plasma, pure dark plasma. Now, I don't know how long it takes for dark plasma to get from the sun to earth, but what I do know is the impact. If we are not going into the shadow realms of our kingdoms inside of us, then we have these demonic portals. And when I am saying demonic, I am speaking of the archetypes in which Carl Jung explained. So when I'm using that term, I'm not using that term in a sense of judgment. Okay? What we have been programmed to believe are demons are simply energies that can manifest with chaotic, dark energy. What we have considered to be angels or gods are energies that manifest with order and light. All of it is necessary. All of it is a part of source. But when people fear the very thing that is living inside of them, and you add to that trauma, and you add to that mass psychosis being caused by all of the many pollutions and agendas that are impacting us, you get a very chaotic, confused, dangerous person who has weaponized words and power in which that person is not yet ready to be responsible for. So it's great that we are learning about dark matter. We're learning about EU melanin and its properties. We're learning about 666 and the beast, and that's really man, and especially the melanated man. We're learning all these things, and it's fantastic and it's great. But religion calls us to look at the light. Don't look that way. Look at the light. Don't look that way. Look at the light. Don't look that way. Look at the light. Now the universe in the age of Aquarius is saying, look in the dark. Look into the subconscious. Look into the unconscious. Stop paying attention to the demons outside of you. What about the ones inside of you that you have not integrated with, that you don't know how to tame because you are even afraid to admit that you have what people would call a demonic energy inside of you? See, ladies, some of y'all are very seductive. And so this has been characterized in teachings and mythologies, which we could call Lilith energy. It's energy. But because of our indoctrination and programming and brainwashing, it's very difficult for us to see things for what they are, because all of those experiences and teachings on an epigenetic level, generationally, put filters and layers and layers and layers over our eyesight, and we cannot see it for what it really is. So you have blind people whose hands can shoot lightning bolts out. That's basically energetically what I see happening. So be careful when you get into disagreements and arguments. Like, before it even get there, start slowing it down. And if they just will not, if you say, I don't want this to turn into something negative and unnecessary, give me a moment. No, you go talk to me now. And if that all that happens, to do whatever you got to do to enforce your boundary. You might just have to leave for a moment or whatever. But do that, because this dark matter, just like on Ghostbusters, that blob under the city, it was just causing people to not have any control over their emotions and the way they respond to everyday life. To everyday life. You step on somebody's shoe and they shoot you. This is where we are right now in this bifurcation process. See, things are not getting worse. Things are just being uncovered for what it already was. So for anybody who dealt with religion, what we used to characterize as Satan or demonic, religion encompasses that. We can all agree on the evil and the insidious wickedness that has been caused and the maliciousness on humanity that religion has caused. So the demons, that it makes sense that the demons would be the powers in which can be used in spiritual warfare. But until you go into your own shadow aspects and get to know yourself, you won't even acknowledge the fact that you got 72 demons of Goetia inside of you, right alongside of the 72 angels, the different angles of light. We are light and dark. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, people. We got to stop being so judgmental and thinking that we know everything. That right there is what halts true wisdom. If you are listening to me speak now, it has taken me so many experiences and so many decades and so many losses and so many sacrifices. And I've tried so many things over and over and over. And I have studied and I have just fasted. And like, I have really y'all don't watch most of my life. You better believe, with the climate that we're in right now, with everything that's happening, with this new DNA sequence that they have implemented on the masses, these demons gonna be out of control. And it's not because they're evil. It's just energy. But if you go into the shadow aspects and you do the shadow work, then you integrate with your demons. You become one with them. And so you know when something is coming up. You know when you're triggered, and that trigger could be something, lustful. I don't know. And you feel that Lilith or that Asmodeus or that Samael energy coming up in you. Like, these are energies, right? And so you know yourself. And so you become more of a whole person because you don't have your hands over your eyes, refusing to see. See, spiritual bypassing has been just as much as a pandemic as the pandemic. So this is energy, y'all. And this energy is in the air. It's in the ethers. The principalities of air, the rulers of the unseen realm, that energy is now concentrated on the planet. So things are going to get better. They are getting better. But they must be uncovered first. We got to take the Band-Aids off of these wounds that we just been sticking Band-Aids on and refusing to look at it, refusing to see it. Look at it with love. Look at shadow aspects with love. Even the shadow aspects of the planet right now, look on it with love. Practice doing that until it's a real feeling, a real emotion that you can anchor yourself in. Practice having control over your thoughts and what you say so that your thoughts and words do not become weapons of mass destruction. Because you be around here hurting and breaking hearts and traumatizing your kids and people and stuff because you're refusing to deal with yourself and look at yourself. Then you go into a cycle of feeling bad and guilty about it. Then you get angry. And as a result of getting angry, now you're mad at everybody around you. When really you're just frustrated at your limitations. And you're frustrated at the obstacles in your life. And you're frustrated because you feel like you're in a sunken place and you don't have clarity on how to get out of it. And so you take all that frustration and refusal to go within, and you add that with self-hatred and lack of self-love and lack of self-worth, and you get a very dangerous person. So yeah, we can all agree that it seems this jab, the juice got some type of something in it that's dangerous, but we dangerous too when we are below the veil of consciousness, people. Wake up. Shake yourself out of it. Shake yourself out of the frequencies that they hitting us with to put us into a delta state of mind. I'm going to be talking about the lamb and how the lamb relates to the pineal, the lambda variant. I'm going to be doing a special event very soon. I'm going to decode that, and that is going to be hours worth of occultic decoding spiritual expressions in the material world. And you will only be able to get access to that if you're connected with us through the website. But that's coming. I just wanted to say this. I wanted to give you all some jewels to be prepared. I've been telling y'all. This is the underworld, right? This is the aftermath. This is the apocalypse. This is it. If you do not practice harnessing the energy and using it to destroy your limitations and your obstacles, you will ultimately end up destroying yourself and people that you care for. So know that you are in control of your narrative. Talk to yourself, soothe yourself, reparent yourself. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Get to it. I'm not finna get on here and make y'all feel good about the little bit of soul work y'all been doing. Y'all know it's some shit y'all need to be doing that you ain't been doing. Get to it. We are in the middle of a spiritual war, people. This is not the time to be playing no games. And that don't mean not to play no games, because you need to have some days where you don't do nothing but have fun. Because that's therapy. Humor is therapy. Laughter is therapy. That's soul work too. So I'm not just telling you to do shadow work, but y'all, we need more self-love and we need more self-worth so that we stop being so damn codependent and feeling like the people outside of us have to always be happy with us for us to be happy and peaceful. Everybody in the house and in the goddamn world can be mad at me. I'm practicing on being peaceful. It don't matter if everybody hate me. I could care less. It ain't because I don't care. but it's because I know that's an investment of my energy in a place that's just going to drain me, and I will not complete what I came here to do. And that's not happening, and y'all should feel the same way. No, this message was a little strong. Y'all know I've been working with Kylie, so she's a tough mother, but she's loving. Her love is very straightforward. She don't give you the fluff. She just give it to you like it is. This is what you need to work on. This is what you need to know. And that's it. So again, can't control what's happening outside of us. I had no control over all of that was going on, but I observed it and witnessed it. But I made sure to keep myself separate from it. So don't allow yourself to be attached to the stage plays and shit that's happening, and it ain't even your screenwriting. Okay? Stop stepping into other people's movies and shit and taking a role that nobody gave you. You create your own movie, create your own role, your own narrative. You cast your own people by controlling your energy and your vibration. And because of the law of attraction, you will attract back based on the state of mind that you are in. So let that be your main focus for those of you who needed clarity. So according to the Mayan elders, during the period of the 8 Ahu Khatun, which is 2012 through 2032. However, the 2012 was misconstrued. It's really 2021. So this is my perception. Last year, it was more so going by the Ethiopian and Mayan calendar. So the years in the Gregorian calendar are based on a 1260 frequency of 12 moons and 60 minutes in a day. And so that's why they changed the calendar. When you change the calendar, things like that, you literally alter the time to become demon time. And so we're in demon time right now, and we're at the height of it. And it don't matter what kind of consciousness you're anchoring, you see it and you experience it, and you can feel it when you observe what's happening in the world and maybe even within your own reality. So according to this, for the next 9 years, there will be economic distress that will continue to intensify. Natural disasters will accelerate and increase in frequency. So we're collapsing these false belief systems as all this chaos is unfolding. And so this is what I've been talking about the emergence of the new earth. There will be two separate consciousness, two separate perspectives, groups of people who are either 3D density or 2D density. How in the hell do you go from 3D to 2D? I'm going to explain that in the free webinar that I'm going to do. So if you're not following us on the website so that you will know when we post these events, I recommend that you do that so that you could tap into this information. And this webinar will be me giving censored decodings and breakdowns, things I can't say anywhere else. And for people who are really listening, I don't have time to be spending talking to people who are not listening. This is for people who are ready for this level of consciousness. So we're going to see unprecedented global crises. This is the underworld or the afterlife or the end of days or the apocalypse. This is the war of Gog and Magog. This has been talked about in many different ancient texts for ages. So now that we are here in this space, we have AI now who has been thrown into the mix. So this is the iron mingling with clay, transhumanism. And so I basically, teach from a metaphysical perspective to reveal to you the undercurrents of what we see happening, what's happening in the unseen realm and how it's manifesting. So with these supercomputers, these new satellites and 5G, all of this is culminating into this huge amount of dark matter and dark plasma, right? And so we have to integrate with our shadow aspects, okay? Because the nanotechnology basically is like Archons 2.0, right? So the warfare that we're in, it's been prophesied about, and that's good to know. That means that we are going to get through this. We just got to hold our ground, anchor our frequency, choose our narrative, choose who we are, choose our emotions, sink into our heart and live a heart-led life and not a life led by pure logic alone. Live a life that's using right brain and left brain, feminine and masculine. That is the only way that we will evolve out of this chaos. So more about this sixth sun prophecy. So the last 9 years of this transition, this cosmic planetary shift, is going to bring a lot of real interchange. So according to the prophecies, because everything that had been hidden would now come to the light. So this is illumination. This is the morning star. This is Lucifer. This is even Venus energy. These are different energies that have assisted evolution for centuries, ages, eons. Right. So we can see that this is starting to happen with revelations about the politics and religion and what's happening with pedophilia and who is the main people doing it, and all these children being trafficked and murdered in snuff films. I mean, it's heartbreaking to hear about it, but this has been prophesied about. So humanity is facing the underworld and the collective unconscious and all the unresolved issues that's stored within the collective unconscious. It is being healed. And so that's why these years have been some of the most challenging ones. 2020 to 2021. 2022 is going to be challenging in its own way. And I'm going to do my best to keep myself in a frequency where I'm able to be a guiding light for those who are ready for this information. So yes, our entire solar system is shifting. Our cellular regeneration and our DNA is all shifting as well. The intensity of the light and the vibrational frequencies are continuing to increase, and that's what's allowing us to awaken and transform. And that's why they're fighting so hard within the ethers, within the unseen realm with these frequencies to try to stop the awakening. So that dense cocoon that we had been in the unconscious sleep, we were in the womb like in the Matrix. We didn't know. And you wake up, you become Neo, you see the zeros and ones, you see the patterns, you begin to see through your own illusions that you have been living in, the lies that you have been telling yourself. And so this is the activation of your Merkaba. And so we have the hyperdimensional cube, and you have Saturn, and that's what projects our reality. That's what projects our simulation. But guess what? Now we are becoming so powerful that our own thoughts and frequency is what is creating the simulation. Right? So what are you simulating? Are you emulating the simulations that we've been locked in, or are you walking into higher frequencies? And that's what you are emitting. So your vibrational frequency is really, really important right now. And this is a wake-up call for everybody. Don't be disturbed by any of this information. We perish for lack of knowledge. I'm just here to bring the knowledge to you that sometimes are very precious gems that, this knowledge is not always easy to come by. This is the divine appointment. If you are listening to this, this was a divine appointment. I just want to encourage you, wherever you are, whoever you are, to know that, yes, we are in the underworld. Yes, this is a zombie apocalypse. Yes, many people are below the veil of consciousness. Yes, there is a lot of soul hijacking and transference of consciousness happening. Yes, it's kind of like being in the movies that we've been watching all of these years. But guess what? You're a superhero. You're a superhero. And you're creating your own mythology. You can be whoever you want to be. And you can do whatever you want to do. And if anybody made you think or feel anything else, Captain Oracle wanted to make sure that she lets you know that you're amazing, you are awesome, and you are capable of doing every single thing it is that your heart desires.
Yes.
Man, your third eye has just been kissed.
And a live
Peace.
tarot card reading.